Hi there, it's Anita here from Astrology School. Welcome to week one. If you haven't started watching the Start Here video, which was recorded previously, please just go back and watch it before starting this video. This week we just get straight into learning about astrology. So I just wanted to go back on the house rules. As I want to give you guys the best outcome, I wanted to remind you guys and encourage you guys to just get embedded into the community, introduce yourself, be positive, support each other, read, share any insights that you may have, introduce yourself, talk about why you're here, what attracted you to this course, talk about some of the wins and things that you would like to improve on in terms of the reading astrology. This is a safe space. We want to keep it light and positive and fun. So, welcome to Astrology School and start to grow and connect together. So, my promise to you is to deliver the best course possible, and the more you share, the better we can cater for you to make those improvements. So, here's the Astrology School Community Board. If you want to join up and introduce yourself, please do start. So, as I said, I wanted to share with you my target is to grow the community to 100 members, and once we hit that target, I would be happy to provide a 1 hour weekly video call with the group, and we can go through more details about Zue Delsol and talk all about all things astrology. This is a great way to connect with like-minded people and share a bit about your journey. So let's get stuck into it. So what I will be covering today is how to map out your birth chart. And before we get into, we talk about personality and destiny, how these two concepts is connected, and then we also get into some of the cells on the birth chart. So this is the website that we use in this course to basically map out your birth date and time. And so let's see. So both these URLs, websites, they're great for getting free Zue Delsol birth charts, and you can basically put your birth date and time, location, and it'll map out the birth chart for you. When you first see this chart, it's a bit overwhelming. You may not know what I'm talking about, but I think the best way is to just get stuck into it. Let's go through all of the cells, and once you get familiarized with it, I think that's probably the best time to revisit the birth chart. So I'll probably do another separate video on how to map out the birth chart actually as I'm going along here. So before we talk about the individual cells, so as a reminder, this birth chart system, Zue Delsol, it's great for uh, basically mapping out your luck, but your luck is actually one of the things about Chinese metaphysics system is that it determines that life is governed by three parts of luck, which is your heaven, earth, and human luck. Heaven being what is given to you, which is your birth chart. You can't really control where you were born and what time you're born. It just happens. And then earth luck, which is really your feng shui. And then the human luck is the choices that you make. Now, they all play a part, and what we're focused on is what happens in terms of the heaven luck, which is the fate that you're born with, which dictates your birth chart. It reveals your natural potential and challenges and opportunities, offering insights into your destiny. Um, and but as a reminder, it is just 1/3 of your luck. So the way you would read Dewey Dolsol, which I found very helpful, is that each of these charts is just a segment of your life. So it doesn't mean it's the whole of you. And for those who have maybe a legal background, such as myself, you would have been taught rules and regulations. But just because there is a rule, it doesn't mean that it's be all and end all. You have to look at things in a holistic way. So those who are more analytical would probably fare better in this type of system. So destiny does not represent the whole part of your destiny. The way that you read this chart is that you actually have to read um, what makes up your whole personality. So your destiny is uh, described as your inner self. So that particular, using this as a sample birth chart, and we're gonna all have a birth chart, and then you're not all gonna look the same. All the stars that you can see here, this is just some random person's chart, but you would have separate, different uh, these stars that represent your personality. And so in the Destiny House, it represents your inner self, the parts that you don't exactly show to others, but it is a private inner, I guess, your inner emotions, your inner thoughts, how you work as a person. You may not even be conscious that this is how you work. And as I said here, it's the blueprint of your destiny. It reveals your core personality, your natural strengths and opportunities, and also your weaknesses. Because in a Chinese astrology system, and anything related to feng shui or Chinese, there's always yins and yangs. So um, there's a lot of focus for people to have a very good chart, but what does a very good chart mean in Chinese astrology? It means to have balance. So just because there's good stars here, it always balances itself, and because everyone would have the same amount of stars on their chart, but it's just the way it is composed. And just because you've taken all the good stars in, say, the destiny house, and you might be very lucky in your destiny, but then it may not carry through in other parts of your relationships, for example. So we'll get into it a little bit more, but essentially, destiny is. In Chinese, it's called the Minggong House. It's the cornerstone of Jiwei Soul. It represents the life's overarching purpose, personality traits, and potential pathways. Um, it points to your natural strengths and challenges and the roles you're destined to play. The star configurations in the Destiny Palace reveals your approach in life and how you interact with the world. So that's kind of your destiny house. It's a very important house, obviously. It is the very basis of Ziwei Soul. Travel house. Now, travel house is, I would say, the second most important house. And when I'm talking about these houses, I order it in a way that it all impacts on a person's personality. So, travel house is basically your travel luck. It reflects um, your experiences and whether you have travel luck. It reflects the external challenges, the interactions, and your appearance to others. So that's why it's an external. In other words, it's the mirror that you put up, the clothes that you wear, how you brush your hair, how you put your makeup on. It's all in your external house, because that is how, unfortunately, the world judges you, how you interact with the world with that type of appearance. It's also the stars there, how you, I guess, uh, use opportunities, whether you're a more passive or more aggressive person in life. Um, and of course, it also talks about your travel luck too. So that's your travel house. And then happiness. Happiness is how you think, what makes you happy. Um, so it says here, happiness palace uncovers what brings you joy, the emotional balance that helps align with what fulfills you. And that's pretty much a really good definition of it. How it it basically gives you that inner fulfillment and contentment in life. And so, if you have certain aspects, certain qualities in your happiness house, um, that's where essentially it maintains your mental health and well-being. It essentially sings out your heart's desires, which is in your brain, how you express it in your thoughts. So it also touches on spirituality, spiritual growth, and I guess how you perceive relationships. Career. So the Career Palace provides insights to your professional path and strength. So it shows you the opportunities, and it also shows you your natural talent that shapes your success. Um, it is how you work, and I guess the most successful pathway to your career, whether you're successful, uh, and all the strengths and weaknesses. Now, just so that you know, you can see here these numbers here, 1, 2, 5. These are obviously the stars, right? The names of those stars, which you can get more familiarized with. It's just ultimately a memorization exercise. But the numbers shows the brightness of the star. So if it's a 1, then it's very bright. If it's a 5 or a 6, then it's a very low grade star. So meaning that the better qualities of that star is quite low. So it shows you the weakness of the stars. Um, so that's your career. It can also represent whether you're an employee or you have more of a boss-like quality. That's all in there too. Wealth. Wealth is your financial luck, the financial potential outcome in your life, your money management style, and how you attract and accumulate wealth. It also provides you insight on whether there is financial stability and whether it is smooth or it's a bit up and down. Uh, Now, for your knowledge with wealth, chart with the wealth cell, right? Every one of these stars has its place. So if you have the wealth cell, you obviously want wealth stars, which we can get more into later. Spouse. Now, spousal is house, is basically the lover's court. It uncovers the dynamics in your relationship and the insights to your ideal partner. Um, it shows you whether you have a good marriage, or what the ideal partner, what characteristics they would have. Uh, It may show a little bit of your partner's appearance a little bit. Um, and in terms of appearances, now, if you recall, Destiny House is your inner luck, and Travel House is your external luck. And using the same format, with spousal house, the way you see the appearance or know more about the appearance of your spouse is actually looking the opposite chart, which is the career house. So in the career house, it no longer is a career. You would basically, if you're trying to read someone's romantic luck and the ideal partner, you can read it holistically by first looking at the spouse for their personality and looking towards the opposite chart, which is the career house, on the external appearance of that person. And this pretty much shows I guess, the compatibility of you and your partner, or more than likely the types of people that you're attracted to. So that's your spousal house. Parents' house. Now, parents is your shows you how much influence your family has in your life and the type of support and challenges it brings. Um, and it's essentially the personalities of your parents and how the dynamics, family dynamics, has in some ways shaped you as a person. Now, another thing about Parents' House is that it is also known as the authority house. So, it your bosses, people who are in senior leadership, those who are in leaders, um, that is in your life. If you wanted to know more about the types of um, people that you know, the bosses that you would attract, this you read your parents' house. Essentially, that's reflective of that. Now, of course, your father and mother is not your boss, but if you think back, there is certain qualities that's very similar about your mother or your father. You might find that they're very similar in quality um, to your boss. So that's another interesting quality. So this is pretty much it. I find that I've timed it for 20 minutes per session, which really uh, I've learned that it's short enough for people to learn in bite-sized chunks, and it helps with memorizing, because you'll find with astrology there's a lot of memorizing. But let's cover that. What we've covered, talk about what we've covered is the birth chart, on how to map it, birth chart, and I couldn't show you today in detail just because of the software I'm using. I'll probably change to a different software next one. But with this, um, we've covered destiny, travel, happiness, which is the three cells that actually makes up your personality. And then also career and wealth has impact on that too. Spouse and parents is obviously we're starting to get into the relationships, and in the next lesson we'll go through more of the remainder of the 12 cells, and explore uh, those parts, and then we'll also finish up with more reading techniques on how to read Diwe Dal Sol, and we'll cover that. So hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much.